Hi there. Today we're going to take a look at research thesis statements and how to support those. Now, the really important piece about research writing, such as research papers, research projects, is that you're following the specific research process. Now, what you're doing with this is you're always starting out with a research question. And from that, then you're going into the research itself, where you are seeking out information that could potentially answer that question and doing your brainstorming. Sometimes your brainstorming happens before you're going to do research, sometimes it happens in the middle, and sometimes it happens throughout that process. I would say that most commonly it happens throughout the entire process of the research. You may start off with a question, go out and do some research, find that you need more information, come back and do some brainstorming, and then return back to the research. Very common to do that. What you'll find consistently, though, and this is very important, is that the thesis statement is actually the conclusion from the research. So the thesis statement does not come first. It does not come at the beginning. It comes kind of at the end of this research process. So you've got your question, you're doing all this research, doing all this brainstorming, coming up with information that's coming from valuable sources. And then in the end, you come up with, here is what the research is showing me. That is your thesis statement. Let's take a look at a couple of different thesis statements that might come out of the research process. We can see how this is going to be very different from quick writing. Quick writing is where you've got to write right away. You don't have the opportunity to research. This is the opposite here with this research style. So a couple of different examples on thesis statements. Number one here, regardless of how much politicians try to deny it, climate change is already affecting parts of the world. I think we see articles about that up just about every day. All right, number two here, although the local debates are still open, the national disagreement on the Affordable Health Care Act is decided. There's another hot topic in the papers. And the last one here, the evidence clearly demonstrates that processed foods are to blame for many modern illnesses, where there's a topic that affects just about everybody. All right, so as we can see here, our thesis statements are demonstrating that they're coming out of the research. They didn't come first, they come from the research. And that's what's so important about the thesis statement for a research paper. The research comes first, the thesis statement comes afterwards. Once you've got that thesis statement, now you can sit down, organize out what your paper or your project is going to look like, put that into a logical plan, and then start writing it. But the first thing you do, come up with your question, do your research, thesis statement comes after your research is done. If you follow this kind of plan, researching is going to be so much easier for you, and you're going to have a much smoother process as you're creating papers and projects. I hope this information is helpful to your writing. Good luck to you.